All right, so for this project, this is going to be another enrichment project, an opportunity for you to expand some of your photo editing skills. First thing you want to do in Google Classroom is download the Beach Day Project Photoshop file. And you'll notice that this is a Photoshop file. So when I go to Photoshop, I'm not going to create new. I'm going to open this file directly in Photoshop. Right? And so I have my background layer, and that background layer is locked, and we'll keep it locked for the time being. Now, you will notice one thing if I go up here and use my move tool. The font and the images that are on here are uneditable. Those are part of, again, a Photoshop file that was created by somebody else. Now, you might like this photo and you might want to use it, but you might want to change the font. And so I can't just highlight and select the font because that font is part of the image itself. Right? But there are a couple things that we can do to remove this font and then insert font that we would actually want to use. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little text to this file. So I'm going to go over here to my text tool. I can also get there by hitting T on my keyboard. And then I'm going to click just underneath here, and I'm going to type in tomorrow is beach cleanup day. I can go to my move tool. I can go up here to the top, or I can use the keyboard shortcut V. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and center that as best I can. I can also go up here and change the color. I have to select that text. So I'm going to go back to my text tool, and I can double click on the text that I created, and I can try and find a color that I like. Once I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and click off. Now, what you'll notice also is that a text layer has been created on this. So keep that in mind as we go back and we make some adjustments to this picture. We don't want to be working on our text layer. We want to be working on our background layer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on my background layer. Now, we're going to introduce you to two new tools that are part of the photo editing portion in Photoshop. And those are found in the same spot where our spot healing and our healing brush was. And that is what we're going to call our patch tool. Patch tool allows us to do just that. It allows me to patch areas of the photo. Right? So again, I might not like the photo, or I like the photo, but I don't like the font. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to click and drag around this first part of the font. Okay, and once my arrow or once my line is connected, I'll get this little kind of ants marching image around here. Now what I want to do is I want to click and drag to an area of the photo that tends to match the background behind this font. Okay. Now, I probably did this incorrectly, and I probably selected too big of a space. So I'm just going to do the first part of the font right here. Again, your circle doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And so if I move it, you can see that those clouds are pretty similar. And I'm going to go ahead, and you can see that my clouds match pretty closely. Okay, and then I can click off. I'm going to do the same thing with this here. Click and drag, and that font disappears. Okay, and then I'm going to continue on and keep doing that until all my font is removed. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and finish up using the patch tool to remove all of that font. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now that I've removed all of the text from this image, is I'm going to go to my photo editing tools, and I'm going to go to this spot healing brush. And make sure you're on your background layer when using this, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you can see, if you look closely, the areas that I patched do not look great. So I can go in and I can use that spot healing brush to try and blend, especially some of these lower areas here, to try and heal or try to improve the matching for the areas for which I patched. Okay. Once you're happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. Now I'm going to go back to my text tool, and then I'm going to click up here, and then I'm going to type in pitch in. Maybe I should capitalize it. I'm going to type pitch in, and I'm going to add an exclamation point because I'm really excited about the opportunity to pitch in and clean up the beach. Then I'm going to highlight that text, and then up here at the top, I have a list of fonts that I can choose from. And there's almost too many fonts to choose from, but you can just pick one. So for example, I'm just going to pick this one, and then I'm obviously going to increase the size to maybe this. And if I don't think that is big enough, then I can go ahead and just type in the number. So for example, let's say 110. I can go to my move tool, and I can center that using the guides on my image. Okay. Once you've done with this, you can save this. No need to submit this file, but you can go to Unsplash or Pixabay, and you can find your own image, and you can go ahead and add some text to it for an event or an idea that you have.